Welcome to Continuous Improvement Academy. Today we want to explore why most of continuous improvement projects fail to achieve the ultimate outcomes that they promise, why there are often delays, and why the solutions they bring forward won't stick and disappear over time. The reason is not we are not using enough tools or we don't have the right skill set in the team. The reason might actually surprise you. What I believe the fundamental reason is we are using a very wrong paradigm to improve businesses. Let me explain a little bit more. We fundamentally assume organizations are like machines. Processes are like designing an engine or a transmission with some gears. You design the process, you put the different pieces and components together, and then you turn the engine on, and the process works like a clockwork because everything's designed perfectly. Unfortunately, the reality is far away from these assumptions. Organizations are not actually machines, they are social systems. Every organization is full of humans. No matter how much digitization, technology, and these type of things you add to an organization, at the end of the day, they are human actors working together, using all these tools to realize the benefits and opportunities in the economy. Ultimately, this is human who makes the decisions, who negotiates, who struggles for power, and who compromises to achieve an outcome. The rest of it is just tools. Now I'm wondering why, when we want to map a process or an interactions inside an organization, we totally forget about the human lens and put boxes and arrows together as if the connections are right, everything would be fine. Look back at your own organization and you will observe the power struggles, the negotiations, the active dynamics between these human actors that's happening at any given point in time. Follow the decision paths and see where those decisions are made. Are they really happening in meetings when people are coming and nodding and agreeing and going out and start negotiating, start building alliances, start influencing? And in your next meeting, you will be surprised that the solution changed, sometimes even dramatically, from what was proposed and everyone seemed to agree with. Look at how people interact with each other. Look at the actors whose job is to follow the very same process that you are designing. Even if they accept, and even if they seemingly support, or even willingly support, the conditions around human beings is what define their actions. All of us may have the best intentions and know what's good or bad for us, but when it comes to the moment of action, we may make a very different choice. Look at the smokers, for example. I promise, all of them know, health-wise, with sheer scientific evidence, smoking is bad for them and will kill them. Do they really remember this fact every time that they want to light up a cigarette? Are they crazy that they continue doing the things that they are doing? Don't they know that they're going to die? I hope you agree. It's none of the three. It's the context. And I know smoking is an addiction potentially, but so is many of the behaviors that we are showing as actors inside an organization. So we need to change behavior in a social system. And the process, the boxes and arrows, and that machine view of the world, too much rationality and too much sensibility is not gonna work. Let me give you an example. Let's imagine in an airport, wayfinding is a challenge for most of the passengers. Do you think the best solution to address that problem is to have A full day wayfinding workshop for all passengers that want to depart or arrive? Definitely not. The most trivial and most effective solution often is to change the signs or the locations of the signs, and then people will find their ways. When it comes to the organization, we ignore these facts. A project runs over time or over budget. What we do, we add the steering committees. And then the project manager or the project director needs to come to the steering committee and give a good report every week or maybe every fortnight so that everyone makes sure that the project's on track, on time and on budget. A leader gets embarrassed in a meeting, we add another report with potentially a little bit darker green or darker red colors on the charts or a few more data points. You may ask then, what is the solution if that's the problem? What I'm suggesting and what I'm sure is true, the solution is not in mapping a better process or doing it slightly better or analyze more data. Here we want to change the behavior. And if you look at the knowledge economy of today, it is full of a specialized workforce, highly knowledgeable, highly autonomous. We don't really want to restrict them and tell them how to do their jobs. However, we need some control, some regimented processes that are effective and efficient. So we also can't leave them loose and let them do whatever they want. So where is the balance? Here, we want to design the system and design the process. We want to add the technology layer to help the workers or the knowledge workers to follow the process. But most importantly, we want to change their behaviors. If you want to change the behavior though, the solution is not to focus on the behavior. If you want to change the attitude and behavior, change the game. Remember, organizations are social systems, and we humans are just another species of primates, living and working in a hierarchical structure full of psychological needs and power struggles. By changing the game, what I mean is change the field, change the rules, and you will be surprised to see how the actors will change. As a practical recommendation, what I think everyone should do is not to only map the process from a logical perspective, but map the human interaction with the process, and then try to make it the natural choice for every human being. If we can achieve that, the process will stick, people will follow, and people don't need to think what the right course of action is. Change the default option, change the environment, make the information available at the point of decision to the right people, improve the communication, improve the ideation and innovation. And these are all can be done, these things can all be done by changing the context and environment. We will continue exploring on how to actually practically get this done in an organization in the next few videos of this series. And if you have any questions or want to leave a comment, please get in touch. You can do it on this platform, or you can directly reach out to me or to us at Co-Ecosystem. Looking forward to engaging more with you and continuing this conversation in a different time. Thank you for your attention.